Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing okay. So I just wanted to do a little quick introduction to this video. As I've already sort of previously explained, I'm kind of like using all of my backdated footage to kind of catch you up onto where I am in my life now, because I didn't record or upload on YouTube for like a year and a half, and so much happened in my life that I can't just skip over it, because a lot of the things that you're going to see throughout this backdated footage has kind of led me to where I am today. So as I am sort of editing my old footage, I have realised that pretty much none of it makes sense unless I kind of explain to you what has been going on. So throughout this video I might just crop in and out as right now is editing Beth, because it just literally makes no sense. Like when I'm rewatching these vlogs, I feel like I just expect you guys to know what's been going on, and like I record something, I won't record something for like 2.5 weeks later, and it's like I talk to you like you know what's just happened in that gap without me even telling you. So I just want to really quickly introduce you to what you're about to see now. So the last vlog that you will have seen would have been my YouTube vlog, I think. Maybe the one after, I actually can't remember, but basically what you're going to see in this vlog, I didn't record for quite a while. After me and James moved into our house, I basically didn't record much just because things were going on in life. I was just kind of like, life was lifing, do you know what I mean? And all of a sudden something medically happened to me, and I started recording because it kind of like made me prompt to be like, you know, this is the type of stuff that, the reason why I do YouTube, it's the reason why I want to raise awareness to what's going on in my health and things like that. So what you're about to see is something that just happened to me out of the blue. So I'm gonna maybe just let you start watching this now, and I'm gonna kind of jump in as the video goes on. But I just want to quickly say that it just kind of comes in out of nowhere, this video. So I kind of explain in the introduction of this video anyway, but I basically have this bad episode of something. Which I'll explain in this video, but you might see me crop back up again to explain what's just happened, because like I said, I kind of jump from shot to shot in this. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of say hello. I'm sorry this video makes no sense. I'll try and make it make as much sense as possible. And yeah, I hope it's okay for you, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Never up, never down, never. Like a theme in a song, clever. Feeling high, feeling low at the same time. Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up, I always do.
Hey everyone. So, the past few weeks, I want to say, since it's probably actually the 4th week today, like exactly, I have been the most ill I have been in a long time. Like, felt unwell. Like, even when I was in hospital all throughout 2022, I was severely I can't even speak properly. I was severely malnourished. Obviously I was unwell in that sense, but the sense of actually feeling unwell, so let me ignore that call. But the sense of actually feeling unwell, it has never been this bad before, and it happened about 4 weeks ago. I was doing my TPN, literally just finished my TPN. I stood up and it was literally like the world went black. I couldn't see, I couldn't really speak, I was shaking so bad, I was sweating but I was cold. Like, I can't tell you how fast my heart was beating. Like, it was so scary. Like, I literally thought I was gonna pass out. And because of my central line, I have like educated myself very well on sepsis and what to look out for and things like that. So because of that, basically I thought I'd gone into septic shock, because I've googled it and like trying to like teach my family and James, and you know, these are the symptoms to look out for. Like, if I go funny all of a sudden, this might be why. Like, you know, take me to urgent care, like A&E immediately. And I was so confused and like disorientated, and I just remember like shouting really loud for my mum, because I was actually staying at my mum's house while James was on a night shift, and honestly I don't think she heard me. And I managed to like try and stay really calm, but I just thought to myself, right, this is happening, like I need help. So like I managed to grab my phone, because I always have my phone next to me when I do my TPN, And I called my mum and I managed to do it, and I just said like, come upstairs, and she came upstairs. And I don't remember a lot of it, but I just remember like she basically said, do I need to call an ambulance? And I said yeah. And I've never ever in my life told her, we've never had to call an ambulance ever. Like when you explain your symptoms to the ambulance like people, they just say, is the patient breathing, are they conscious, da da da. It doesn't sound urgent, whereas like we know my medical problems, we know how like bad it was, and it was just horrendous. Like I can't even describe it. It was like a feeling of like just pure panic, but also like I thought I was gonna die. Like that's how bad I felt. Got to A&E, they rushed me straight through because I was so bad. Like I couldn't even see proper, I couldn't speak. It was like, it felt like the times when my potassium had been severely low, because all my hands were like cramped up, I couldn't move them, they were like locked in place. So I thought it might have been to do with that, but they tested all my potassium, everything was fine. And obviously I had quite bad tachycardia, so like they tested like levels in my blood to make sure, to see if I did have sepsis, and that was all fine. Like all my blood was honestly fine. There was no real explanation for it. My symptoms didn't add up and they didn't really understand what it was, so they just said, look, like there's nothing that we can do right now, you need to see a specialist. So like we'd come to the conclusion that A&E also said I was quite dehydrated. So we've come to the conclusion that because I have not had my G-tube in such a long time, that I've not been able to drain literally since January. So when I am able to drain from my G-tube, I am able to not be sick as much, because I can drain when I'm symptomatic, and I feel like I don't lose as much because I only need to drain what I need to drain until I start feeling sick, and then I can carry on with my day. Whereas when I can't do that, I'm just sick, and sometimes when you're being sick, you're sick more. So that's been that. I've just been so poorly, guys, like honestly. Every day pretty much since then I've been on the sofa, literally on my arse, like every like however long. I keep going really dizzy, I feel like I can't see, I feel like my tongue's swollen up, like I just cannot really move or do anything. It's so scary, like, and I feel like because of how scary these, I keep calling them episodes, are, it's making my anxiety like bad, which could be impacting it. But it basically come to conclusion that it is my POTS massively flaring up for absolutely no reason. Like I've not had a flare up of it in such a long time. It's kind of in one of them conditions that I just know my heartbeat goes fast sometimes, but we also think it could be led to the dehydration of everything, because obviously I'm only getting like 2 litres of fluid every day in my TPN, and I'm being sick and I'm probably negative fluid a lot of days. So yeah, I've also lost, I don't remember, it was 8 or 9 pounds when the hospital weighed me, which is concerning because I'm on TPN, I shouldn't lose any weight. But yeah, I've been on my arse really bad. I've had to go off work. Like I just can't even describe to you how bad I've been. So we've come to the conclusions, like I said, dehydration, my POTS flaring up, because when I think about that episode, the first one that happened, I did stand up, and then that's when I went funny. And the whole thing with POTS is when it's like your body can't adjust to gravity. So obviously I stood up, and that's when it happened. But since then, like my tachycardia has been so bad, like literally constantly. My resting heart rate is sitting around 100 like every day. Like today, for example, it is like 11 a.m. my heart rate maximum has gone up to 150. Right this very second, I don't feel as bad as I have done, which is why I'm just recording right now. Just to kind of update you before I forget, and like I'm still not really recording properly, so like I keep remembering to do it when I do actually feel like mentally stable enough to get back on YouTube. But we've got an appointment today with my cardiologist. One of the concerns that we've got is I am obviously having medication. I'm on ivabradine and midodrine or midodrine for my POTS. I have intestinal failure. We know that my bowel is not absorbing things, so that could have stopped working completely and might not be absorbing medication. So we just have to, I don't think that there's any other way I can have this meds. I don't think they do it in IM or patches or anything like that. So we've had to pay privately to see my cardiologist, because the earliest urgent appointment that they could get was the 23rd of September, and today is the 30th of August. And bear in mind, they booked that like 2 weeks ago, and I can't cope with this any longer. Like just literally all of us, it's like episodes. Like I'm okay, like not good, but like okay, sat down, whatever, and then all of a sudden it's like I lose my speech. It's like my brain does like a 360, and like all of a sudden I go really dizzy, my heart rate is so bad, like, and it then sends me into a panic, so like that makes it worse. So but my mum has really kindly paid privately, and I know a lot of people aren't in that situation that are able to do that, but my mum just basically said like, I like, you're my daughter, I will literally do anything to make you feel better. Like, so we're going there today, my mum's taking me soon, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going to happen. I just feel frustrated. I feel like I constantly have these knocks, like, you know, after 2022 my whole life flipped, like it completely and utterly flipped so badly. I feel like all of 2023 I've spent trying to recover, like mentally and physically. My body was so broken and damaged, my muscles were bad, like everything. Then after that, when we went to Florida in November, I felt great. That was the best I have felt in such a long time. I felt like I could walk loads. Like, I'm sure if you've seen like my Florida vlogs, I was walking so much, and I was so looking forward to like when I get back, like I can really start conditioning my body again. Like, I'm at that point now, like I'm feeling positive. And then obviously everything happened with my dad, that sent me back like mentally. Then I had my buried bumper on my tube, which was in February, and that took quite a long time to get over that, and I had an abscess in my stomach. Then I felt like I was at the point getting back to work, like, right, okay, like just try and start your life again. Like, nothing is ever, still can't talk about my dad, nothing's ever going to be the same ever again without him, but I don't have a choice but to carry on. And I just want a break. I just feel like there's been so much loss and so much negativity in these past 2 years. Like, I am so stressed and done, and I just want a break. And I felt like I was getting to that point of doing really well. I've actually just booked me and James like a surprise to go to Disneyland Paris, and now he doesn't even know about it, and I don't even think we can go anymore because I've been so unwell. And I just want a break. I just really need a break. And then this happened, and it just set me right back again. So yeah, that was like the longest update ever, but I didn't know how to really like explain it. But yeah, to conclude, I'm dehydrated because I've not got this tube in. There's actually an MDT about me today, a regional one, I think they said, or not, I think it was a regional MDT with Salford, Preston, and my Dr. Payne that I see in Salford as well. So the gastrointestinal failure unit at Salford, and my nutrition nurses and consultant are in it, basically to discuss whether they think this tube should go back in. And I don't know, like maybe the past few weeks we'll just tell them like it doesn't just change my like life balance and like quality of life, it literally helps my symptoms, and it has a knock-on effect. So that's actually today as well. I got told it was the 30th of August. So yeah, sorry about crying. I didn't expect to cry in this update. I just wanted to do it while I was feeling okay a second, but just waiting for someone to pick me up back at home with James, but doing back and forth to between here and my mum's, because I can't be by myself because I literally feel like I'm gonna pass out like all the time. So yeah, I'm about to go now anyway, so I just wanted to record this. Okay, I am back. So after you watch that very long introduction of me explaining what went on, so obviously this episode happened and it was so unbelievably scary. Like, I can still picture it to this day, and it was like 7 months ago. And basically this episode happened and I was really scared. I thought I had sepsis because I just didn't know what was going on. We ended up actually not going in an ambulance to hospital because the ambulance service was so busy. And to be honest with you, I don't know how we managed it, but my mum managed to get me in the car. And like when I explained in that video, like I couldn't hear, I couldn't speak, like honestly, I was slurring so bad. I was dizzy, I didn't know what was going on, but I don't know how she managed to get me in the car and to the hospital, but she did. She managed to get me there really quick, and also rang my brother, and he basically met us there, told the women on the desk like what was going on, because we did thought I had sepsis because all of my symptoms were presenting as that. So he'd kind of told them what was going on, to expect me. He was waiting at the door with a wheelchair. They took me straight through. Like, I could not have, like, the staff was absolutely incredible. I couldn't fault them in the slightest. So that episode basically happened, and they couldn't kind of give me an explanation as to what went on, but they just had a strong suspicion I was very dehydrated. My POTS was really bad because my heart rate was so bad. But since that happened, I seemed to just not recover from it. So when you saw that first shot, it was either a few weeks, or it was a good like 2 weeks or something after that episode happened, and I just seemed to not get any better. I couldn't do anything. Like, my heart rate was literally like, I could feel my heart in my throat. Like, it was awful. So we went to go and see the private cardiologist appointment. So just to kind of explain a little bit, the cardiologist that I saw privately is my NHS cardiologist. So what basically happened during that appointment is, he said absolutely I still have POTS, and it's very clear I've got POTS. All the tests show I've got that. What he basically kind of had a suspicion of is that my body had shifted to something called generic dystonomia. So what he basically explained is POTS is kind of like, the symptoms happen during movement. So it stands for postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and I know that everybody kind of that has that condition is different with it, but in my situation, my symptoms mainly happened from when I was standing to sitting up, or vice versa. It didn't really just happen randomly where I'd be sat in the car and I'd get a tachycardia episode. Mine was more like movement wise that caused my POTS to flare up. And he said that since, obviously he first diagnosed me, I then got diagnosed with intestinal failure, that he thinks my body shifted to generalized dystonomia. So he said that he's going to look into that more, but basically he tripled my medication. So I was on I can't remember the exact mil. I think I was on 2 ivabradine a day, and I think they were 2.5 each. So I was on like 5 milligram of ivabradine a day, and then I was on midodrine, but I was basically told to only take it when I was moving. So like if I was up and about and moving, to take it. But he basically tripled my medication. So I was on like a triple amount of dose, and honestly, it floored me. The symptoms and the side effects that I got from that was absolutely like, I was on another planet, honestly. Like, as soon as I took this medication, within the first day of taking it, I was like a zombie. Like, the clips that you're about to see, I recorded it when I was actually okay, but honestly, like, behind the scenes, like, I'd take this medication, I'd just be sat there like this for like hours. I was just a mess. Sorry. So basically I started taking this medication. He obviously said that he thinks I've got generalized dystonomia. And just to kind of another explanation, I feel like this video is going to be so long. My TPN team in the meantime saw me, and they also basically like upped my calories and fluids in my TPN, because I was very dehydrated and I'd lost a significant amount of weight like out of the blue. So they basically put me on, I think 2,500 calories, or maybe just above, and they upped my fluids a day by 500 mil. So I was on 2,500 mil of fluids and 2,500 calories. So you'll quite quickly see in my face all of a sudden like I was really bloated, and that is the reason for it. They upped my calories, they upped my fluid intake, and my cardiologist also massively increased my dosage of medication. Hope that makes sense. So this is the second day since the hospital upped my medication. I woke up this morning feeling really heavy, like in my arms and my legs, and I woke up, obviously I've moved out now, so we're doing everything we can to make sure I'm not by myself all the time. So James started work at 7 AM this morning, so I was going to be by myself for a few hours before my mum could pick me up. I can't drive right now, it's not very safe, so I woke up and tried to wait as long as I can to take my meds, but I basically took all my normal meds. But then what I'm supposed to be having now is like the upped ivabradine and my doctor told me to take my midodrine as well, so you're usually only supposed to take that when you're up and about, but he told me that my blood pressure is so low that it's not a concern. It's not like, he wants me to still take it even if I'm sat down all day. Might not be the same for everyone, but that's just what I've been informed. So this is the second day. My heart rate when I woke up this morning was 79, which is really quite low for me, like especially recently when it's been up to the 150s, whatever. Even when I've been waking up and just sat down, it's been at like 120. So it was like a drastic drop. Overnight, my heart rate ranged from 100 to 69. So like that again is really positive that it's taken an impact already. I just feel very like not here. I can't describe it. Like, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know I've got my phone in my hand and I've got the telly on, like Blue's next to me. I know what I'm doing, but I feel like I am not here. I genuinely can't describe it, but being by myself is scary, and like that's why, like, my mum's on her way now. That's why I took them not too long before she'd get here. But like situations like this, I am lucky that I've got people to help me, but like obviously if I was in a situation where I didn't, like I can't imagine that. But so right now, I can't remember the date, but I know it's Sunday. Like I said, I'm on day 2, and depending on how today goes side effects wise, like I'm hoping they're a bit better than a couple of days ago, to yesterday. I'm on day 3, not day 2. I'm so confused. I think the day I got home from the hospital, I upped my dose that evening. So yesterday was technically a full day 1. What have I just done to my hair? I don't even care. Like, I literally feel that unwell. I do not care what I look like. So yeah, I just don't know what I'm doing. That's what I feel like. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I just feel so deflated still. I feel like, I know people say it all the time, like a prisoner in your own body. Like, I just feel so stuck. Like, stupid things, like there's some mess on the side over there and I want to get up and clean it, but I know I can't. It's just little things like that I want to be able to do. But yeah, we have now officially 13 days till me and James are supposed to go into Paris. Genuinely don't know what we're going to do. I think we're just going to lose all the money. Well, I will. But it is what it is. James has been really supportive as usual, and like, health comes first, blah, blah, blah. I'm not crying again. I've literally cried like 6 times in this video. But yeah, so I am just hoping that they take effect really quickly, but we'll just have to see. And I'll keep you updated because I feel like it's important for people to see this journey if like it's happening to them as well. Okay, so I'm at my mum's. He just keeps bringing me his toy. I'm at my mum's. I've been here for about 3 hours. Didn't feel too bad when I arrived. Felt like the side effects wasn't that bad of the meds. And then about 20 minutes ago, I started to feel really weird, and I feel like I've not come out of it yet. So I don't know what my point of this video was. Okay, I am back at my mum. Oh my god, I am back at home now. James's mum actually came to see me this afternoon at my mum's house, so she's driving back off here. So I am due for the second dose of the day. Just wanted to kind of show you what it looks like, and it's pretty much. I'm not including any of my other meds in this medication. This video is just purely for the midodrine or midodrine, however you say it, and the ivabradine. So basically, because I've got gastroparesis, usually I would put my meds in my J tube because I'm sick so much it doesn't stay in. The issue that we have is I have intestinal failure, and my meds are not really being absorbed in my bowel at all. Like, nutrition isn't, fluid isn't, so we know that my bowel is most likely not absorbing meds, so we're still trying it anyway. Because of how important these are right now, my best route for them to stay in is going to be through oral medication, so taking it normally. Now the issue we've got is it might not stay in, it might not, but I basically have to wait until I've been sick, and that is my prime time to take the meds, hoping they will stay in for the longest. So I've literally just been sick now, most likely not going to be sick for however long. I'm not going to have anything to drink or eat or nothing to make sure they stay in for the amount of time. If I am sick beforehand, it is what it is. I can't take an extra medication because I don't know if it will have absorbed or not. It's just a risk we have to take right now. But because I'm getting side effects, I am hoping that it's working. Just an update on the TPN situation, because I've got more calories and fluid, I feel like I'm looking a lot more fuller, especially my face. My face is good at holding fluids when I am hydrated, so I do feel like it's making a difference with me being hydrated. Because honestly, if you listen to a video of me like 2 weeks ago, I was like this, like all of my face, it's straight away, even if I've had a bad day of vomiting, my face straight away changes. Equally, when I've had a good day of hydration, my face changes. So yeah, I'm gonna take these now and wait for the side effects. Good morning, everybody. It's actually been, there's been like a day in between when I last filmed and right now. I came on my period yesterday and it just like wiped me out even more than I already am. But yeah, I'm at my mum's because James has been on nights and lates and everything like that, and today is actually the first day that I am sort of by myself for a few hours, which is a bit scary. But our mum's had to go into work, but when I say she works around the corner, I mean that it would literally probably take her about 3 minutes to get home. So I've made a promise with her and my brother, this group chat that we've got, that every hour I'm just gonna like send a picture of like what I'm doing on my day or whatever, just so like they know I'm okay. So like if like it gets to like an hour or something and I haven't messaged, they'll probably just ring me and be like, what is going on? My brother was more worried about these episodes that I'm having, like how just all of a sudden like I keep going funny and I can't speak or see, and like obviously I'm worried about that as well. But it's been, I think 4 weeks tomorrow, maybe even 5, you know, since this whole thing started. And I've not had a minute by myself, so like maybe it is time, and like some of it might be anxiety, I don't know. But yeah, I came on my period yesterday, so I'm feeling very bloated and like gross, and obviously because I'm on the higher calorie TPN now with the higher mils in it, like I'm feeling like full and like bloated from that already, so I just feel like triple that today. I'm not 100% sure, but since this has been happening the past few weeks, I can't remember if I've mentioned it or not, but I keep feeling like every now and again my tongue is swollen and it makes me feel like I can't speak properly, and like I feel like my tongue's too big for my mouth, and like your uvula, I think that's what it's called, or is it called your uvula? That thing at the back of your throat, I'm sure it's called that. That dangly thing, that keeps touching my tongue and making me like retch, and I feel like that like isn't normal for me. It's something that I'm aware of, and I'm aware of it in my mouth. And I had a look, I didn't know if it was to do with all of these symptoms, you know, like how I just feel like gross and like there's something going on. But I had a look at my throat yesterday and I'm not sure if there's a white spot on one of my tonsils, and my throat doesn't feel great like now I'm thinking about it. So I tried to get an appointment with my GP this morning, like to speak to them over the phone and get me to come in later when my mum's home from work, and they basically rang me and was like, oh, the pharmacist can see you instead. So basically to book an appointment at a pharmacist and they can prescribe me meds if I've got it. So I'm just gonna have to wait till my mum's home from work, but like I said, she's only out for a few hours, so yeah, I had to take my meds. So I've been up, I've been sick, so now is the time. So I'm on the sofa, I've got the remote, I've got my phone in my hand, I even brought my charger downstairs, so I've got everything. But yeah, this is when I'm gonna start going funny. It is, how many days till Paris now? 10 days till Paris. I feel like every day like I'm waking up and just thinking like, right, how much better do I feel today? But like the more I think about it, I haven't had as bad of an episode as I had on 5 days ago, and like that's like quite a big plus, because like the past few weeks it has been like that. So I don't know, we'll just see. But like I said, I'm by myself today, I still don't feel great, I don't look great. So my heart rate is currently 78, which, for like I said, for me that is really good for my resting heart rate, considering like a few weeks ago, like I could be waking up in the morning and my heart rate could be like 130. It was horrendous. Like right now I actually can't feel my heart, and like I start to then question, like, is that normal? Because I can't remember if it's normal to feel your heart pounding through your chest, or when I can't feel it, is that a bad thing? Because it's bizarre. But yeah, update for today. I've already sent my mum and brother a picture, so I'll have to update them in an hour. Me and James have decided to cancel Paris today. Very upset about it, so I'm trying not to cry because I've been very emotional this week. Back at my mum's, and yeah, I'm not feeling great, still having side effects from the meds. Just an update. 2 days ago I had to go to the doctors because I kept feeling like my tongue was swelling, like, and I didn't know what it was. And apparently I've got tonsillitis. No sore throat or anything, but I've got white dots on my tonsils, and I think that's why they've said I've got tonsillitis. Give me some penicillin for 5 days. This is my second full day on it. I've literally just taken my last 2 for the day. I'm again having to take it like my Aberdeen and orally. Don't know if it's going to stay in, I don't know if it's going to work, but I'll have to see, because I don't know what other options I've got to take antibiotics apart from doing it through my central line. And yeah, so I just wanted to update you on today. I don't know what day we are on of these meds. I have no idea what I've even recorded for this vlog, and I feel like it's going to make absolutely no sense. But I've always said I would show everything on this channel, and this is literally what I'm like at the minute. I'm still struggling, don't feel well, and I've got a really bad stomach today. I'm back at my mum's house because James is on nights. I just feel exhausted, and these meds are just so intense. Like, I feel like as soon as I take them, it's like probably like an hour after that I am like off my head, but not in a remotely nice way. Like, I feel like I'm not even in the same room as the people I'm in the same room with. That's not good.
Yeah, see, what's that bit, Mum? It's not that bit. You don't go all the way like round.
So yeah, you're sort of just rubbing the backs of these parts here.
That is rubbing it. That is nails.
Well, you don't scratch round.
Thumbs and then your nails.
Oh, that's what you're doing.
Thumbs and then nails.
Okay, I am back again. So that little last clip that you might have seen, just randomly out the blue of my mum and my brother like washing their hands, was basically, I was like a zombie, honestly guys. Like, I was a mess, like, and I was really struggling to do my TPN. So my sort of district nurse team that helped me with my TPN and do my bloods and things decided to train family members to help me do my TPN, because I was the only one that was trained on it at that point. They was going to train James as well, but because his shifts are kind of all over the place, like he can be at the house for like 60 hours a week sometimes, they basically decided to train my mum and brother first because they are available most of the time, and then they train James after that. But yeah, so I mean, obviously watching this right now you can clearly see that I am 10 times better than the footage you've kind of just seen. There is a lot more to it, which I will kind of explain in the future vlogs. But yeah, what basically happened is I had this medical episode which led to like understanding a bit more about my dysautonomia and my POTS and things like that. Towards the end of this video, I think this period was over like a 6 weeks period. I couldn't hack this medication more. Like, I genuinely was like, I am done, I can't do it anymore. I was just struggling so bad, and I went back to the cardiologist, and this was on the NHS, this one, and he basically said, this medication, like, it shouldn't be continuing to make you feel this way, it's not working, come back off it and go to your normal dose. So I did that, and weirdly, when I went back on my normal dose, like the increased heart rate and all that type of stuff, it went back down to my usual increased heart rate rather than like the extremely increased heart rate, and all of the side effects went down. I could see properly, I was kind of with it a lot more. So I can't explain that, but yeah, he basically took me off it. He kept me on my Midodrine 3 times a day, but increased ivabradine, which is used to slow your heart down. He said just come off it, it's clearly not working. I'm sorry this video has been so long. Like, if you guys are here right now listening to me, like, well done, honestly. I was kind of really torn between actually uploading this video or not, because to me, watching this back, like, I just feel like it's so like sad, and so I don't know, it seems really like demotivating. Like, I can't explain it, but I equally think it's so important to post stuff like this, because this is what happens. Like, people with chronic illnesses like go through things like this, and if anybody else is out there watching it that goes through this type of thing, it might just make them feel 1% less alone, because there are other people that go through it. Like I said, there's a lot more to this video that we kind of know now, which I will go on to in a later date. Just don't want this video to turn into like a documentary. So yeah, I'm just probably going to close this video off here now. But the one thing that I will say that came from this whole kind of episode and this whole thing, there's a lot of tests still going on now, by the way. I'm still far from being back to where I used to be, but the one good thing I would say that came from it is my cardiologist took a real interest in my sort of case and my conditions and the way that they present themselves, and he basically said that I might be a really good candidate. Now I've got the intestinal failure. He's explained that previously my symptoms are kind of, and my conditions were kind of like all linked in one place, but now I've got the intestinal failure. He thinks that they've all kind of linked themselves together into like not an autoimmune, I can't remember what the word was. I think he said my autonomic nervous system. He said I might be a great candidate for like a clinical trial. So he wants to refer me to something in a clinic in London. Can't remember what the actual place is. I don't know more about it, I'll tell you, because I actually don't know what is going on with that. But he basically wants to refer me, and he's going to put in a recommendation that I'm looked at by this team in London that do clinical trials. Like I said, he thinks that all of my conditions seem to now be linked in the autonomic nervous system. So if you guys know anything about that and know what I'm talking about, that might make sense. Like I said, I don't know anything more of it, but I feel like that's the only positive that I can take from this video, the fact that that episode happened, I saw my cardiologist, and something really great might come from it. Like, even just having that 1% chance of hope that somebody might look at me and think like, yeah, we can help you and improve things. I don't know if I'm living in dreamland, but yeah, just wanted to kind of update you on that, just in case anything does come from it in the future. But yeah, like I said, well done if you got a chance at the end of this video. I'm sorry it seems so like all over the place, but I just thought, again, it was important to obviously explain what was going on. Like I said, we didn't end up going to Paris either, which was really sad. But yeah, I'm going to close off this vlog now before it turns into literally an hour long. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for the support as always, and we will catch up in my next vlog. Bye!